How's it? Today is Monday, December 28th. This is going to be my last week on Maui. It's also the last week of the year. And today is I'm not sure if this is the final day of my hang snatches. I want to guess so because it's the last week of the year. And I'm going back to California next week, or next Sunday. So today's goal was the same goal as last week. Work up to a heavy set of 1 at 225. And I did a lot better today than I did last week. Last week I missed it 4 times. Today I missed it 0 times, which meant that I made it on the first attempt. The one that I did miss was actually 220. I missed 220 on the first attempt that I did, but overall, I am really happy with today because 225 as a snatch is the heaviest snatch I did this whole year for sure. It's probably the heaviest snatch I've done since last May, on my birthday, or slightly after my birthday in June. And it's just like a 225 snatch from any position in any variation. So powers, hangs, fulls, blocks, what have you. It's just the best one I've done in the last year plus. So I am very happy with that. I think my warm-ups today were pretty good. I was very aware of what I was doing as far as that throwing my hips. I was trying my best to extend through my legs. And I think I did a better job today than I did last week overall, especially at the heavier sets. So this is 155. This is probably one of the better warm-up sets I did. I mean, it's also one of the lighter warm-up sets I did. But in any case, I think that just being able to execute properly at any weight means that I know how to actually execute properly. And that's a big telling sign for me. Even that looked a lot better. I didn't throw my hips nearly as much. So I think last week I jumped from 190 to 205 so that it would give myself 10-pound jumps from 205 to 215 to 225. But today I made the mistake of going from 190 to 200, so I ended up just doing 10-pound jumps here. But that one I'm not quite sure what I did. I think when I start the hang, the bar wasn't moving or wasn't stopped in the correct spot. But that's probably one of the better hundreds I've done. So 220s. Here's the top set. Yeah, I was able to hold that there and stabilize, and that overhead squat was no issue. So I'm really happy with that. Definitely the heaviest snatch I've done in a long time. After that, I did my down sets at 190. He said between 15 and 20% lower than my top set, so about 85% of 225 is like 191 or something like that. I could be completely wrong on my math, but I'm not sure. In any case, I ended up doing 190. I failed 2 reps here. So I failed this one here on the second rep, and then I failed this one on the second rep as well. But my final set, these are all very easy, and I think that my misexecution was due to me rushing more so than me actually misexecuting. I did these probably within 1 minute of each other. But this set here, this 190, it's probably the best 190 I've ever done. Really crisp, really clean. That one was okay as well. After that, I did snatch pulls, which is different from last week. So last week I ended up doing 1 snatch pull plus 2 floating snatch pulls. Today I'm ending with just snatch pulls. I'm not entirely sure why. Steve's words were, make sure I extend through my legs before I use my arms. And for a bunch of these, I wasn't actually able to do it. Like this one here, I ended up hitting my pubic bone, and you can tell that I'm very tentative on a lot of these. You can see that one there. I'm trying to feel if there's a bump, because sometimes there is a bump. I think once I focused on extending through my foot, the extension point here on the 5th and 6th set was a little bit better. I think overall the height that I'm getting is a lot higher as well. And the final one here. So I'm trying to push through my foot and then get on my toes instead of just pushing through my leg, like without having any thought behind it. I think overall, like that looked pretty good. To finish off my bar work, I do some snatch balances. His instructions were to work up to a heavy set of 2, and I wasn't sure how heavy I could go, but once I was at 205, I had it in my head that I wanted to do 245. So I loaded 225, and that was a little hard, so I actually took the in-between of 225 and 245 at 235. And I think that was a good call, because 235 ended up being pretty challenging. The first rep at 235 was really solid, and then the second rep was just a fight, you know. And here's my 235 double. I'm not actually sure what my best snatch balance is or what my best snatch balance double is, but this 235 was probably up there in my my top 5 reps and weights. Really happy with the way that looked. To finish off, I did some pull-ups and some hanging leg raises. Just my pull-ups and abs. Reason I needed to rush through a bunch of those was because I'm actually training my friend. I'm coaching my friend, and I'm really excited to do that, but the timing kind of didn't line up the best, so hopefully I plan a little bit better tomorrow. I think I will, but yeah, overall really excited to coach him, and really happy with how today went. Literally the best snatch I've done in the last 18 months. It's kind of weird when you think about it in that perspective. But yeah, thank you for watching. Shoots.